Hi, my name is Jackson. I want to tell you something very important today. It is about learning English. Maybe you are just starting. Maybe you feel English is too hard. I understand you because I felt the same. When I first started learning English, I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to speak fast. I wanted to understand everything. I thought I needed to study for many hours every day to improve. But that was not true. At the beginning, I tried to learn many things at one time. I watched long videos, read big books, and tried to remember a lot of words. After a few days, I felt tired. I could not remember the words. I was confused. I felt like I was going nowhere. I even thought about quitting. But one day, I changed my idea. I said to myself, Jackson, don't try to do everything. Just do a little every day. That was the best decision I made. So I made a simple plan. Every morning, I listened to English for 10 minutes. In the afternoon, I learned 3 new English words. At night, I wrote one simple sentence in English. That was all. Only a little each day. Some days I didn't feel strong, but I still did my 10 minutes. Some days I was busy, but I still learned 3 words. I didn't stop. After 2 weeks, I could understand short sentences. After 1 month, I could speak simple English. After 3 months, I could talk with new people in English. I was not perfect, but I was better than before. I felt proud. Why? Because I didn't stop. I took small steps, but I took them every day. Now, when people ask me, Jackson, how did you learn English? I say, not with big things. I learned with small steps. I just didn't stop. So, my friend, don't worry if your English is not perfect today. Don't think you need to learn everything fast. That's not how real learning happens. Just do one small thing today. Then do another small thing tomorrow. Keep going. Small steps look small. But if you keep walking, one day you will go far. I know this because I did it. And you can do it too. After a few months of learning English every day, I started to notice small changes. I could understand more words when I listened to English podcasts. I could read simple English stories and understand the main ideas. I still made mistakes, but I wasn't afraid of them anymore. I knew that mistakes were a part of learning. One day, I went to a small cafe near my house. I took my English notebook with me. I sat near the window, ordered a cup of tea, and opened my notebook. A man sitting next to me saw the English words on the page and smiled. He said, "Are you learning English?" I said, "Yes, I try to learn a little every day." He was a tourist from Canada. We started talking. At first, I was a little nervous. I spoke slowly. I forgot some words. But the man was kind. He waited. He listened. And I spoke. We talked for almost 20 minutes. That was the first time I had a real conversation in English with a foreigner. After he left, I sat there for a few minutes and smiled. I felt proud. I said to myself, "You see, Jackson, you are growing, step by step." After that day, I felt more confident. I continued my daily routine. I didn't study for many hours. I still did the same. 10 minutes of listening, 3 new words, and 1 short writing every night. But now I added something new. I started speaking to myself in English. Every morning when I looked in the mirror, I said something simple in English. Good morning, Jackson. How do you feel today? What are your plans? Let's make this a good day. At first it felt strange, but slowly it became normal. My English words started to come more easily. I didn't wait for the perfect time. I just used the words I knew. This helped me think in English. Some evenings, I walked in the park alone. As I walked, I listened to easy English podcasts. I repeated what I heard. I spoke softly to myself. People around me didn't know, but I was practicing. Every step I took in the park, I was also taking a step in English. Sometimes I felt tired. Sometimes I didn't want to learn. I am human. That's normal. But I remembered my rule. Small steps every day. Even when I was busy, I did something. If I couldn't learn 3 words, I learned 1. If I couldn't write a full sentence, I wrote just 1 word. But I never let a day go with nothing. One evening, something special happened. I got a message on my phone. It was from a friend I met online. She was from Japan, and she also wanted to practice English. She asked, "Jackson, do you want to talk in English on a video call?" I was scared at first. My heart was beating fast. What if I didn't understand her? What if I made mistakes? But I remembered my journey. I had been preparing for this. One small step at a time. So I said yes. We talked for 30 minutes. I smiled. She smiled. We laughed. We made mistakes and helped each other. It was a beautiful moment. After the call ended, I felt something new inside me. I felt free. I could speak English, not perfectly, but clearly, with confidence. After that, I started speaking with more people online. I joined a small English group. We met every weekend and practiced speaking. I listened to their ideas. I shared my thoughts. We came from different countries, but English connected us. It was amazing. Now, my daily English learning feels like brushing my teeth. It's a part of my life. It's not a big job. It's just a habit. I don't need to think too much about it. I just do it. Sometimes people ask me, "Jackson, what is your secret?" I tell them the truth. I didn't go to an English school. I didn't take a big course. I didn't read difficult grammar books. I just started with a small goal. And I didn't stop. 10 minutes of listening, 3 new words, 1 short sentence. Every day. That is my secret. So now, I want to say something to you, my friend. If you want to learn English, don't wait. Don't think you need many hours or big lessons. You just need one thing. A small step every day. Start now. Learn 3 new words. Listen for 5 minutes. Speak 1 sentence in front of the mirror. Write 1 line in your notebook. That's all you need to do today. Do it again tomorrow. And the next day. And the next. One day, you will look back. You will see how far you've come. You will be surprised. You will smile. You will say, "Wow, I really did it. And I started with just a small step." Remember this. Big progress comes from small steps, but only if you keep going. This is my story, and it can be your story too. After many months of learning English with small steps, I felt like a new person. My confidence was growing. My mind was changing. I was no longer afraid of English. I was starting to enjoy it. I didn't feel like a beginner anymore, but I also knew I had more to learn. One morning, I woke up early. The sun was shining through the window. I sat up in bed and smiled. It was a good day. I made a cup of tea, sat near the window, and opened my English notebook. I looked at all the words I had learned, all the short sentences I had written, and all the little notes I had made about grammar. I felt proud. Then I thought to myself, what if I help someone else now? What if I share my journey and show others how small steps can change everything? So I decided to start something new, a simple English blog. I didn't know much about websites, but I told myself, just take one step at a time. I opened my computer, found a free blog platform, and created a small page. I called it Jackson's English Journey, One Step at a Time. In my first post, I wrote, "Hello, friends. My name is Jackson. I started learning English with just 10 minutes a day. I made progress, little by little. Now I want to help you. You can learn English too, with small steps, every day." I shared my first blog post with my friends. Some of them read it and said, "Jackson, this is very helpful. Please write more." So I did. Every week, I wrote about my journey, how I practiced listening, how I learned new words, how I made mistakes and kept going. Soon, more people started reading my blog. Some sent me messages. I was about to give up, but your story helped me keep going. Jackson, your words gave me hope. Thank you. I only study 10 minutes a day now, and I already feel better. These messages made me happy. I knew I was not just learning for myself anymore. I was helping others too. And that gave me a new kind of energy. After some time, I had a new idea. I thought, why not make short English videos? I can talk about small steps, daily routines, and give easy advice for beginners. I didn't have a big camera. I didn't have a studio, but I had my phone and a quiet room. So I started. In my first video, I said, "Hi, my name is Jackson. If you are learning English, don't worry. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Start small, start simple, and never stop." I was nervous. I made mistakes. I recorded it 5 times. But I didn't give up. I uploaded it. A few people watched it. Then more people watched. After 1 week, I got comments from people in India, Brazil, Egypt, and even Japan. They said, "Jackson, your video helped me. Please make more." So I made more videos. I talked about real problems, like being shy, forgetting words, or not having English-speaking friends. I told people, you are not alone. I was there too. But you can still learn, one step at a time. Soon, I made a small YouTube channel. I didn't care about likes or views. I only cared about helping people. Every day, I thought of my students, people like you, sitting somewhere in the world, learning English slowly, quietly, and bravely. I wanted to speak to them. I wanted to say, you can do it. I believe in you. One day, a young girl named Maria from Mexico wrote to me. She said, "Jackson, I listen to your videos every morning before school. They give me courage. I used to be afraid to speak English. but now I speak with my teacher every week. I read her message 3 times. I smiled. I felt tears in my eyes. I thought, this is the power of small steps, not just for me, but for everyone. Now, my days are full of English. I learn, I teach, I write, I speak, I listen. But I never forget where it started. With 10 minutes a day, 3 words, and 1 sentence. I still keep that routine. It's my foundation. It's my reminder that big things grow from small efforts. I also started reading short books in English. At first, I read slowly. I used my finger to follow the lines. I kept a notebook next to me to write new words. I didn't worry if I didn't understand everything. I just kept reading. After some months, I was reading more easily. I could enjoy stories. I could understand jokes. I could read the news. Reading helped me see the beauty of English. I learned how words dance together to make meaning. Later, I began writing short stories myself. About life, about learning, about dreams. I wrote one story called The Boy Who Learned with Small Steps. It was about a young student who wanted to speak English. He didn't have many books. He didn't have a teacher. But he had a dream. Every day he read 1 page, listened to 1 podcast, and spoke 1 sentence. 1 year later, he spoke with confidence. That story was really about me. But it could also be about you. So now, I want to tell you this. Wherever you are in the world, if you feel lost, if you feel slow, if you feel tired, remember my story. Remember Maria's story. Remember the story of the boy who didn't give up. You don't need big things. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to be fast. You only need to keep going. Learn 1 word. Say 1 sentence. Take 1 small step. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. Do it every day. One day, you will wake up and realize, I'm not a beginner anymore. I'm growing. I'm strong. I'm a learner. And I'm doing something amazing. And then, you will tell your story. You will say, just like me, small steps every day lead to big progress. After many months of learning English slowly and steadily, I was feeling stronger than ever. My vocabulary had grown. My sentences were better. My listening skills had improved. I could now watch short English videos and understand most of the words. I could read small English books. I could even write short messages to my online friends. But one day, something new happened. Something that really tested me. A friend from another country, Sarah, invited me to join an online English speaking group. It was a Zoom call, and people from around the world would be there. They would talk about simple topics in English: daily life, food, hobbies, travel. Sarah said, "Come, Jackson. You don't need to be perfect. Just try." At first, I was excited. Then, I became nervous. What if I make mistakes? I thought. What if they don't understand me? What if I forget all my words? I sat in silence for a long time. I looked at my notebook. I remembered how far I had come. And then I told myself, Jackson, small steps brought you here. Don't stop now. This is your next step. So I said yes. On the day of the speaking session, I wore my best shirt. I sat at my desk. My heart was beating fast. I clicked on the Zoom link, and suddenly I saw 10 faces on the screen, smiling, friendly people from all over the world. Some looked confident, others shy. But everyone was there for one reason: to practice English. The host said, "Welcome, everyone. Today's topic is hobbies. Let's start by saying your name and your favorite hobby." My turn came. My hands were shaking. I took a deep breath and said, "Hello, everyone. My name is Jackson. I'm from Canada. My favorite hobby is learning English. I also like reading books and listening to music." There was silence for a second, then claps and smiles. Someone said, "Great English, Jackson." Another person said, "Nice to meet you." I smiled. My heart was still racing, but I did it. I spoke in English to real people, in real time. That small moment became a big turning point in my life. After that call, I felt different. I was still learning, yes, but I was not just a learner. I was now a user of the language. I was no longer only practicing alone in my room. I was communicating. I was connecting. I was speaking with the world. That night, I couldn't sleep. I was so happy. I thought about that moment again and again. I whispered to myself, "This is what small steps can do." From then on, I joined the speaking group every week. Sometimes I spoke a lot, sometimes only a little. But every time, I grew more confident. I made new friends. I heard different accents. I laughed. I listened. I learned. One day, the host of the group said, "Jackson, you have improved so much. Would you like to lead the next session?" Me? Lead? I was shocked. A year ago, I could barely say hello. Now, I was being asked to lead a full English speaking session? Again, I was nervous, but I said yes. I prepared a simple topic. What's your favorite English word, and why? I made notes. I practiced. I created a warm, friendly mood in the meeting. And when the time came, I led the session with joy and confidence. Everyone spoke. Everyone smiled. It was one of the best feelings in my life. After the session, someone messaged me privately. "Jackson, your story gives me hope. I'm just starting now, but I want to be like you one day." I looked at that message and smiled. Then I replied, "You can. Just start with small steps. Every single day." That was the day I fully understood. My small steps had not only helped me, they were helping others too. So I began a new daily habit. Every night before bed, I asked myself 3 questions. What small thing did I do in English today? What did I learn or feel proud of? What is one step I will take tomorrow? These questions helped me stay focused. They reminded me that progress is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, again and again. Some days, I read 5 pages. Some days, just 1 paragraph. Some days, I wrote full paragraphs. Some days, only 1 sentence. Some days, I had energy. Some days, I didn't. But I never stopped. I remember one cold winter night. I was tired. I had no motivation. I just wanted to sleep. But I told myself, one small step, Jackson. Just one. So I listened to a 5-minute English podcast in bed. That was it. But it still counted. It still moved me forward. And slowly, day by day, small step by small step, I became something I never thought I could be. A confident English speaker and learner who inspires others. Now, my friend, I want to speak directly to you. If you are just starting to learn English, or if you feel stuck, I understand you. I was there. I know how hard it feels when the words don't come, when the grammar feels confusing, and when you feel like giving up. But I want to tell you something very important. Something that changed my life. Small steps every day lead to big progress. Yes, I mean it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to speak like a native speaker today. You don't need to know every word in the dictionary. You just need to show up. One small step. Every day. Read one page. Watch one short video. Listen to one podcast. Write one small paragraph. Speak one sentence to yourself. Learn one new word. And then do it again tomorrow. And the next day. And the next. Don't worry about being fast. Don't compare yourself to others. Everyone learns in their own way. Just walk your own path, step by step. There were days when I felt tired, days when I didn't feel smart enough, days when I made so many mistakes. But I kept going. I told myself, Jackson, today is a small step, and small steps matter. Now I can speak with confidence. I can write in English. I can understand people from other countries. I can lead conversations. And most of all, I can help others. Like you. You can do it too. Yes, you can. If you ever feel lost, remember this. You don't need to take big steps. Just don't stop walking. Even a little progress is still progress. Even one word learned today is a victory. Be kind to yourself. Be patient. And believe in your power. Every expert was once a beginner. Every strong speaker once said their first word. Every long journey begins with one small step. So today, I ask you, what small step will you take? Will you read a short story? Listen to a podcast? Write a few words in a notebook? Whatever you choose, do it. And smile. Because you're moving forward. I'm still on my journey too. I learn something new every day. I still make mistakes. But now, I don't feel afraid. Because I know mistakes are part of learning. And progress is possible. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for learning with me. And remember, small steps. Every day. Big progress. Always.